What's up YouTube, it's your boy Yannick. I want to welcome you back to the Sense Style channel, the channel where you pair sense and style. Also on the channel we talk about cologne reviews and various men's lifestyle topics such as self-care, dating and fashion. Now if you're new to the channel, I want to ask that you like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell so that way you know when the next video drops. Without further ado, let's get into what we're going to talk about today. Alright guys, it's winter time. Time to start pulling out those denser, heavier fragrances. Now, in the winter time is generally known that those lighter, airier citrus fragrances that we so love to rock in the summertime and the early springtime, they can't hold up in the winter time because they typically won't perform in the cold. Although I have two in here. But if you guys have a few suggestions as to some citrus fragrances that do perform in the winter time, let me know in the comments. But with that said, winter time is for those heavier, sweeter, ambery and oud fragrances. Starting off the list, we have a fragrance from the house of Giorgio Armani. And this is Armani Code Profumo. This fragrance is distinguished and it's luxurious, and the sillage in the air, it is to die for. It's also playful, it's sweet, it's slightly fresh because it's built on that original Armani Code DNA, which we come to know as a freshy, a citrusy type fragrance. But with the cardamom, nutmeg, amber, tonka, and leather in this fragrance, fellas, those notes overpower that fresh Armani Code DNA that we came to know from the original. But it does so in a very, very, very good way. The man who wears this fragrance is gonna garner attention, and he should carry himself with respect and show respect to others. If you guys ever watch Power, you know that character Ghost. He's the type of guy that will wear this right here. Next up on the list we have Oud Noir. Now I've owned this fragrance for about 2 years now, and believe me, I've tried to like it. As my nose got redefined and I started trying out a little bit more daring fragrances, then I started wearing Versace Oud Noir a little bit more and a little bit more, and after 2 years, I've come to like it. This fragrance is very, very manly, and it does take some getting used to. So if you're new to the fragrance game, I'd bypass this one for now and then revisit it in a couple years. This is an oriental, woody oud fragrance that I'd wear in the height of the winter when it's really cool, because that's where I think this fragrance is going to be much appreciated. Now generally, I'm one to say wear what you want whenever you want, but if you wear this other than the height of the cold, kind of like in the summertime, you're gonna find out why I'm saying do not wear this if it isn't cold out. Some of the notes in this is cardamom, labnum, black pepper, bitter orange, patchouli, leather, and oud. This thing smells really, really, really good to me now, fellas. Now the opening can be a little bit strong because it does get that pungent blast of oud. The opening is very powdery and highly medicinal as well, which is to be expected from some oud fragrances. After you let some time pass, I'd say about 20 minutes to a half hour, that oud starts toning down, that medicinal accord starts toning down, and that powdery, slightly sweet vibe comes through. But the oud is still working in the background. And as someone new to oud, that medicinal vibe is what's gonna turn you off away from oud. To me, you have to be a seasoned fragrance connoisseur to appreciate this right here. But I've grown to like this fragrance, and oddly, it gets me compliments. This is another manly, boozy scent. This scent is strong and the sillage is alluring. This is Bentley for Men Intense. Beast mode, beast mode, beast mode. This is rum, cinnamon, incense, benzoin, and leather. Just to name a few of the notes that make Bentley for Men Intense what it is. Right off the bat in the beginning, you get that accord of cinnamon, rum, and benzoin. The leather to me boosts the sophistication of this scent, and this fragrance will make anyone's top 10 boozy fragrance list. Now, whilst we're on the topic of booze, the next one on the list is Terre Mugler Pure Malt. This is a smoky, woody, spicy, aromatic scent that comes across as boozy. And you can thank that boozy nuance to the note of peat that's in here. Now, a little lesson on peat. Peat is used in the production of whiskey. The aromas, when smoked, helps it bring out that smoky accord in whiskey. Terre Mugler Pure Malt is really sophisticated, really sexy, and it reminds me of what a distinguished man should smell like. This is awesome for the winter because it's warm, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's inviting, it also performs and projects. And the complement factor, it's up there. Next one on the list is Parfums Vintage Sunset in Heaven. Parfums Vintage Sunset in Heaven is a unisex scent that sways more manly, to me anyways. And if you guys know anything about this scent, it is a clone recreation inspiration of the famous Baccarat Rouge 540. Sunset in Heaven packs a punch in its sillage and in its performance. A few of the notes that add to this caramelized sugar type of vibe that this gives off is saffron, fir resin, ambergris, and orange. Sunset in Heaven is sweet, it's sexy, it's alluring, and it's captivating. If a man wears this, he's gonna come across as prosperous. If a woman wears this, she's gonna come across as sexy. So it does what it needs to do for whoever's wearing it. And these days, I find myself layering Sunset in Heaven with Parfums Vintage Pineapple Intense. These two fragrances together right here, they do wonders for me. And the response is awesome. Next up on the list, we have the Blazing Mr. Sam from Penhaligon's, and that's coming out of the Portraits collection. The Blazing Mr. Sam from Penhaligon's is this woody, spicy, aromatic scent that has cinnamon in it. A few of the notes are cardamom, cumin, patchouli, and cedarwood, as well as tobacco and cinnamon. Penhaligon's Blazing Mr. Sam is sweet, it's inviting, it's warm, the sillage is awesome. The performance is also awesome as well. I get 9 to 10 hours on my skin, and if I spray it on clothes, it's gonna last way longer. Penhaligon's Blazing Mr. Sam is not for everyone. It's a distinguished, mature scent, and it has that really classy, upscale, opulent type of vibe. It also commands that price tag as well, if you know what I mean. And this is one that I'll be rocking this winter. Up next, we have Polar Red Extreme. And this fragrance goes in the totally opposite direction of what we've known Polo to be masters at, which is freshies. But this one here, Polar Red Extreme, is heavy on that cranberry and coffee note. And this is an EDP with that cranberry and coffee note. So you know if you go too hard on this trigger, you're gonna be clawing people out, you're gonna be choking people out. So you gotta be careful. This is a dense, syrupy, sweet type of fragrance. And its warmth and performance is very nice for the winter time. Up next on the list, we have Valentino Uomo Intense. Valentino Uomo Intense is this strong, sophisticated, irisy, lipstick bag type of vibe. Its projection is beastly and its performance is so strong, it makes it a good candidate for anybody's winter fragrance list. The iris in here, it's very well done, it's very opulent, and its scent profile is exceedingly alluring. Valentino Uomo Intense is a really good fragrance for the winter, whether you're going from black tie to black leather jacket. Up next on the list is one of those two freshies that I spoke about earlier on, and this is YSLY EDP. YSLY EDP gets a lot of hype in the fragrance community. Its performance, its sillage, and its opulence is not one that we question in the fragrance community. This thing is a beast. It's a gorgeous beast that brings that note of sage to its profile. YSLY EDP is versatile. Whether you're clubbing, whether you're going on a date, whether you're going to a lounge, whether you're going out on the street in the winter time, I don't know why you want to do that. Whether you're in the summertime, whether you're springtime, fall time, this here is a workhorse. And the sillage on YSLY EDP makes it a compliment magnet. And last but not least, we have Mont Blanc Individuel. In Mont Blanc Individuel, you have this clean linen type of vibe with performance for days in this freshie. That clean linen type of vibe comes from that violet note that's in here. And when you pair that violet with that orange blossom raspberry note, it makes this scent one that's really, really, really nice. Now, most people aren't going to like this if they're smelling it like right here. But when you pass by them, that's when they're gonna like it. There's a youthful, clean, powdery type of fragrance that packs a punch in its performance and its sillage. And at a price for $30 and under US dollars, can't really go wrong with this, especially in the winter time. All right, guys, there you have it. 10 fragrances that I'd be rocking for winter 2020. Now, if you liked the video, found informative, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so that way you know when the next video drops. As always, I'm Yannick. Thank you so much for visiting Center Styles. Stay safe and peace, guys.